Hey friends, there is a much longer video attached to this for those of you that want to geek out on all the details of how I lost 50 pounds naturally with BodySlims, using the BodySlims program and the principles of the program before I was on the program, the principles that I knew. So if you're just wanting like quick bite-sized information about what this video is about and what BodySlims is about to decide like if it might be right for you, here's the gist of what's in this video. I go through how I got fit in my 40s, and then that just gradually got away from me until I was about 50 pounds over where I had been in that super fit phase in my 40s, and went well over a decade just trying to get back to that, and made some pretty good efforts in terms of what I ate and exercising regularly and all of that, but nothing was really working. I was maintaining, but I couldn't seem to lose and keep it off until I found BodySlims. Now, I am not paid by BodySlims. I am not a medical professional. So, take that for what it's worth, but I will go into detail about my experience, but the basics of BodySlims are having a calorie deficit, walking an hour a day, and then a whole mindset piece that you get into with the program, and weekly seminars where you learn new concepts, mindset concepts, and health and fitness related concepts, and you have a nice progressive level of challenges that keep it interesting and fun, and it's just an amazing program, and it's all set up so that at the end you've built in habits that will help you maintain and improve upon those results for life. So I just highly recommend it, and I just wanted to get on here and be kind of another voice. Like Carla, half of Carla is almost the main person you can find on YouTube who's actually done the BodySlims program. So I wanted to get on here and create my own channel and talk to my own experience, especially for those of you that are maybe like over 50, past menopause, at least, middle age, because there aren't that many of us on here that have lost weight and maintained it. And in future videos, I will get into a lot more about the maintenance phase. But in this video, I wanted to get it out quickly because at this point in time, another round of BodySlims is starting soon. So I want it to be helpful for you. So my plan right now is to give you this intro. I'm going to throw in some before and after pictures, a little segment of that, so you kind of see how far I've come, and hopefully that will be inspiring and intriguing for you. And then the longer, more detailed video for if you want to be like me and geek out on all the details, and you can watch it fast because I don't talk that fast, so you can definitely speed it up. Please understand that this is my first video that's this long. I have some content on Instagram. It's rachel.bodyslims, and you can definitely join me over there, and there's a whole amazing community of body slimmers over there too that you definitely want to get to know. Greatest community ever, and so supportive. So that is my quick intro. There's a much longer video to follow along with some before. Hi guys, I'm Rachel. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad you're here, and I'm so excited to share with you how I lost 50 pounds over the age of 50, honestly way over the age of 50, naturally, with no pills, no surgery, nothing that anyone can't do. I feel like the narrative out there is you get older, you get bigger, you slow down, it's okay, like society makes it okay, and yet for me, and maybe for you if you're here listening, it wasn't okay, and it wasn't how I wanted to live my life. So in 2024, I went from about a size 14 to about a size 4. Most of my clothes now are 2, 4, sometimes 6. And I don't get into numbers because that's so different for everyone, but I want to share with you exactly what I did and how I did it. And particularly, I want to tell you about the BodySlims program because I don't feel like there's a whole lot of videos besides half of Carla's on the BodySlims program that could really help you decide if that might be something that is right for you. So in this video, I'll take you through how I was super fit in my 40s and gradually gained 20, 30, 40, and even 50 pounds from my lowest weight, to how I finally turned it all around with walking, eating in a calorie deficit, and doing the BodySlims program. I've always enjoyed healthy eating, like being active, just a really healthy lifestyle, and that's how we raised our 6 kids with that. But just with all the stress and everything, I just gradually put on weight, and not always being able to put myself first and take time to make sure I was eating well and exercising consistently, although I have always loved to exercise. And that might not be you, but don't worry, these principles work for whether you're just way out of shape and haven't taken care of yourself for years, or whether you have been, like me, healthy, fit, and active, but still carrying around a lot of weight starting in midlife. So just to briefly go into my history, before I get into all the BodySlims stuff, I got super fit in my early 40s. I happened to have a trainer spending a lot of time at my house, filming some videos for her program. My son was filming videos for her and doing photography for her. So I got the benefit of making all her meals with her and all these things. And she taught me a lot, and I got super, super fit. But that did not turn out to be a sustainable way for me to live. And it was a long, almost 12-year journey to get back to finding a way that I could live. So at the start of 2024, I found myself about 45 pounds over, even more, over that lowest weight that I'd been to with the trainer. And I've been carrying that around for a long time. So at the beginning of 2024, I told my daughter and my husband, I have 3 daughters, but I told my daughter Ellie, the sun will not set on 2024 until I lose at least 20 pounds. That was my goal, just 20 pounds. And as soon as I had that determination and dedication, like it's always said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Notice I didn't say I had motivation. I said I had dedication. I was motivated, but I know from experience, motivation isn't what lasts. It's dedication and determination that will get you to your goal. And so I was die-hard determined, ready to go. And that's when the teachers started to appear, and the way started to make itself known to me. And the first teacher that actually appeared to me was a YouTuber, Amy Frint. And she doesn't, her channel wasn't originally about health and fitness. It was more homemaking, but she had lost, well, at the time she had a video out about losing 80 pounds naturally in 2023. And I watched that, and it's had like 1 million views so far. I will link to it. But I watched that, and I was super impressed with a couple of things. First of all, she did it naturally, which was very important to me as well. Like, I have nothing against pills or surgery or injections or whatever you want to do, but I wanted to make sure that I did it in a way that gave me full control and didn't have me depending on maybe taking shots for the rest of my life or something like that. So naturally was important to me. She said she did it just with setting a calorie deficit, using a calculator to figure out where her calorie deficit would be, and with just walking for exercise. So I was like, okay, I'm going to set my calorie deficit, and I'm going to start making sure I get in my exercise every day. Well, very soon after, YouTube served me up videos about half of Carla. And if you've seen her, maybe, she's like the #1 YouTuber that talks all about BodySlims. Now she's the new head coach of BodySlims. But at the time, the videos I first encountered, she was just someone that had used BodySlims for her incredible 180 plus pound weight loss journey. And I'd never heard of anything like that. And so between those two, I understood I'm going to need to create a consistent calorie deficit, and I'm gonna need to start walking really regularly, which I already did exercise regularly, but at this point I was like, no, I'm walking every single day. And through watching Carla's videos, I gathered that the BodySlims program was walking an hour a day, doing a calorie deficit, and then whatever else they teach you inside the program. And I was ready to sign up, but I ended up being one day too late for the January 2024 program. So I had to wait until the April program started near the end of April 2024. So in that time, I was like, I will just do what I know, which is walking 1 hour a day, every day, and creating a consistent calorie deficit. And I knew there was a big mindset piece to it too, but I considered myself a mindset expert. I have studied mindset my whole life. Before I got really into BodySlims in 2024, I'd had a podcast going called Mom Mindset all through 2023, and it's been something really important to me in my life, and I know the importance of mindset, but as I'll get into, I learned a lot more about mindset when I actually started the program. So from January of 2024 to the start of the April program, I just did those two things. I made sure I got in an hour walk every single day and created a calorie deficit. So by the time the program started, I was actually about 10 pounds down, which was so amazing to me. Like, I hadn't been able to lose 10 pounds in the previous 10 years. And now, you know, I had done it, taken me a few months. So that kind of tells you my calorie deficit wasn't that high, but I was getting almost a pound a week. So that was great for me. I felt great about my progress. And then I was able to start the program. So when the April 2024 program started, I initially set my goal really low. I just set it at 10 more pounds because that was going to get me to my 20-pound goal for the year. And shortly thereafter, I was like, okay, I could get 15 pounds for a total of 25 pounds. That would be completely mind-blowing, completely amazing. So I shifted my goal and I started following along with the program. And as soon as I did, I started to realize what was really different about being in the program versus just trying to do the walking and the calorie deficit. And that was the mindset and the support that you get within the BodySlims program. So you have 5 tasks you do every day. It may change because they're about to start a new one, April 2025 at this point, and they have the new head coach, Carla, and so this may change slightly, but the program I originally did, you had your walking, your logging your food, staying in your calorie deficit, a morning video, an evening video, and a song of the day. And so you just do those tasks every single day. Now, at this point, if you're like, there's no way I could walk an hour a day. Like, I have one friend that's like, Rach, I just really want to do this, but literally there's no way I can walk an hour a day and I'll fail. And to that, I say, I understand where you're coming from, and it's something you can build up to gradually. But even if you just did the other facets of the program, you would probably be at least 80% successful, because so much of it is what you put in your mouth and your mindset. So anyway, getting back to the mindset piece, it was so fascinating to me how well it worked to have the morning and the evening video just helping me stay focused on the concepts that we were learning each week. Each Wednesday, there's Weigh-In Wednesday, and there's a Wednesday seminar with a theme for the week. And as the weeks go on, you get progressive challenges and new concepts to work on. And man, I just ate that up. Kind of a funny pun. I just ate that up because how much I already love mindset, and but then having that everyday interaction with the program made it so much easier to implement the things I already knew and the new things that I was learning. So throughout the April 2024 program, I was not perfect, but I was consistent with my walking. I went from most of my life exercising regularly, but then having big pauses if something came up in life, or I only have 20 minutes today, so I'll just do 20 minutes. I stuck to my hour a day to the greatest extent possible for me. And I stuck to my calorie deficit. That's one thing that you can almost always do. I mean, you can in theory always do it, but of course we're living real life here. So I did my very, very best, and it was super effective. And I was shocked when on the last day, the last weigh-in Wednesday, I hit that exact goal number that got me to a 25-pound weight loss. And I was like, wow, I can't believe I did that. And then I looked at my body fat and I was like, oh my goodness, I am still carrying a lot of body fat. Like when I started the program, I was in the very high 30% range of body fat, which is the obese level of body fat. And by the time I got down those 25 pounds, I was still well into the overweight percent of body fat. I can't remember what it was, but it was still in the 30s. And so I realized, wow, I can do more, and I've got more in me, and I was enjoying the program. So I decided to keep going and sign up for the September program and keep going in between programs and see what I could do. So I did that throughout the summer, and you might think this all sounds so hard and tedious and like you have to be obsessed with food and all this stuff, but it's really not like that, or that wasn't my experience. I enjoyed the program. They make it really, really fun and engaging, and just constantly seeing success week after week. I mean, there were weeks when I was even up a little or didn't lose and felt like maybe I was stalled, but eventually all those efforts catch up with you, and you keep consistently seeing results. So that kept me going. And the start of the September program, I had lost several more pounds, and I set my new, what we call in the program, a Dare to Dream weight, at a pretty ambitious goal, I thought. And I just went for it. Now, I need to pause right here and say, if this sounds like me being body obsessed, or if you're feeling triggered because you're like, wow, she definitely has an eating disorder of some kind, I understand why you would think that. And I used to think maybe I'm just body obsessed because I always wanted to be a size 6 mother of 6. And I know that sounds a little funny, but I realized after a while that was actually my best self talking to me. Something that Dare talks about in the program, or he did, it'll be Carla now, but he talks about what he calls the great architect in the sky, which I would just call God. But he talks about how your body was created with a certain sort of perfect size, that where your heart and your lungs and all the systems in your body will work optimally. And that just really resonated with me. I'm a realtor, and I know when people start putting additions onto homes, they've built a home in a certain size and they start adding additions, and you have to upgrade all the systems, the electrical system and the plumbing and the heating and all of that. And if you don't do that well, your home is not going to work optimally. And our bodies are a lot like that too. When you start adding all that extra weight and making all those demands on it, it just doesn't feel good. And it doesn't work its best. And mine was working pretty dang well. I was very healthy, and I was very grateful for that. I could climb mountains. I felt good. I felt confident, but not in the same way that I have come to experience that confidence, just being lighter and moving better and having more of a spring in my step. So back to the fall 2024, I went for it, and I got to that new, what we call in the program, a Dare to Dream weight, which I won't go into all of that right now, but it's a big thing in BodySlims. And I got there about halfway through the program, and I was beyond ecstatic. So at this point, I was probably down, about 35 pounds-ish. And I'm sorry, I didn't review all the numbers right before I did this, but anyway, it was the best feeling in the world. I could have been happy there forever. But again, I checked my body fat, And it was finally in the normal range, but it was really the high end of normal. And I realized, wow, I still have more in me. I could do more and get even more of that feeling of getting back to my like college body dancer self. And I did dance and gymnastics when I was younger, and I just have always loved to move. And the lighter I felt better in so many ways. Obviously in my clothes, in a swimming suit. We went to Hawaii in September, right before the September program started, and we've been to Hawaii quite a few times now, but it was just a great new experience to just feel my absolute best in, you know, what you wear in Hawaii, swimming suits and you know, like cover-ups and things like that, and just the freedom of movement. I was, you know, 56 years old, and I was hiking through rivers and just having the time of my life. And again, it just took me back to my younger self. That was one of the biggest, most unanticipated benefits of doing the program and getting the weight loss, was getting back in touch with my younger self in a way that I never anticipated, just never knew was going to happen. It's almost impossible to explain, but Jared talks about in the program, or he did, if you just imagine how excited you would be if you won $1 million. Like, what would you do to go pick up that money, you know? And this is the $1 million feeling. And it's something that if we could bottle it up and give it to you easily, you know, anyone would pay large amounts of money for that. So anyway, I don't want to get too far off track, but I got there and I was like, I have like 5 weeks left in the program. I think I have about 5 more pounds left in me to go. And it was hard because I had already mentally prepared to go to one goal, and then to change it was just like, okay, here I go again, buckle down. And so I did it. And when I got to the end of the program, I think I was just a couple pounds above in that last weigh-in, although I think I had seen that number during the course of those weeks. But when it came to the end of that program, you have this amazing dress-up night at the end of each round of BodySlims. Don't miss it. If you do BodySlims, do not sell yourself short on this, but that's a subject for another day. Dressing up with my husband, we got him a new suit, and I felt like literally like I had won $1 million. It was the best feeling in the world, and worth every bit of effort and the habits and mindset that I developed. And eventually I found a lot of friends on Instagram, and that has been so much fun and another great benefit of the program. So I was there and went into the new year and have since been maintaining at even a couple pounds below that modified Dare to Dream weight, the one I modified like 3 times. And my clothes are almost all a size 27, 4, small, extra small. I have size 2 in some things, and I don't like to get into numbers because that is so different for everyone. So I feel like sizes are more telling. So I went from about a size 14 down to a size 4. And for some people, a size 14, 10, 12 is their dream. For me, that represented an obese level of body fat. So, and just so much extra weight that I didn't need to be carrying, which created mental and physical weight. So, and the brilliant thing about BodySlims, and now I want to get into the topic of maintenance, the brilliant thing about BodySlims is that the whole program is designed around a long-term study that was done by the National Weight Control Registry, that where they studied people who had lost weight and kept it off for more than 5 years. So I believe they had to lose 30 or 35 pounds to be in the study and keep it off for 5 years or more. And Jared designed everything around the way that the people in the study, and it was a large group, had maintained their weight loss. Because really any program can help you lose weight, but keeping it off, as we all know, is a different kind of challenge. But I have found it to be really, really doable and enjoyable, and I feel so much more in control, so much more empowered to know that I can maintain, not only maintain, but build upon this result that I have in terms of getting stronger and healthier and doing new things that I wasn't able to do, and just going to the store and buying and wearing what I want. All of that has made it so worth it. So I am not paid by BodySlims. I do not advocate any anything that would cause anyone to get into disordered eating. I have in my life suffered a lot from body dysmorphia. No matter which end of the scale I was on, it's always been really hard for me to see myself as I am, and I have to just understand it from the size tags of my clothes. I still don't really totally see it now, but I feel it. I feel so good. And I didn't really see it on the other end either, but I can see the difference in pictures. So just to wrap up, a couple of the things that I love the most about the BodySlims program is they do not tell you what to weigh. They don't give you a weight chart that you're shooting for. It's just, what is your dream? What weight would you feel the best? What was your college weight or high school weight? Some people don't have a weight to go back to. They've been overweight their whole adult life, so it's a whole new experience, and it's just so beautiful to watch. I have so many friends now that have lost over 150 pounds on the BodySlims program, and that was never mine. But losing, I'll tell you, 50 pounds, my 50 pounds was from my highest weight that I recorded, which I think was in 2022, down to the lowest weight I've had since doing BodySlims. And I'm kind of living in about a 45 pound range. So they don't tell you what to weigh. They don't tell you what to eat. It's up to you to figure out what you like, what you will eat, what is a sustainable diet for you for the long term. They just recommend lots of protein and veg. Veggies, they're Irish, so they all say veg. And I like to eat fruit. I like seafood, I like salads, things like that, and it just becomes its own reward. It's not like I never eat treats or pizza or things like that. I do actually quite regularly, but I balance it with, if I'm eating pizza, a big salad and one piece of pizza, things like that. And so they don't tell you what to weigh, what to eat, really what to do, except for those simple tasks, and working on building in those habits of the regular walks, the, watching what you eat and keeping track of that, and then having a fabulous mindset. So I wanted to share this video and get it up. I apologize, it's not the best video in the world. Not all my equipment was working. I'm new to this, but I hope this will be helpful for you in terms of maybe deciding if you want to sign up for BodySlims, and if you're in between, if you came across this video and you're in between times that you can sign up, just start walking and get online and find a calorie estimator that can help you figure out what your calorie deficit should be, and just try to stick to that the best you can. Even if you're not perfect, you will start to see results, because once we start tracking, it really becomes apparent where the problems lie, and we can start to adjust. And I'll do so many more videos about things that I have, eating habits that I have adopted, and things I have changed that have really helped me and will help me in the future to maintain and build upon this result that I've received. So thank you, bless your heart, for watching this long if you have. And please like and subscribe. I promise more awesome content is coming. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I really want to be of help to others that are on this journey, especially if you're over 50 and you're just like wondering if, you've just worried about this for too long and you're ready to throw in the towel, or any age. It really doesn't matter. Like I said earlier, I think our best self, our spirit guide, whatever you want to call it, is talking to us, is always talking to us. Oprah would say your life is always talking to you. And whether it's health risks that you're experiencing, weight related, lifestyle related health risks, or just not feeling happy and feeling your best at the size and shape that you're currently at. Just get started, just do what you can do for now, and you'll start to see some results. And then you can decide if you want to join BodySlims the next opportunity.